I'm Garrett here, joined by three-star tight end for 2026, commitment to Mississippi State, Luke Hutchinson. This interview with Luke brought to you, as always, by Riverland Roofing and Mudcat Media. Riverland Roofing for all your roofing needs, 662-644-4297, riverlandroofing.com. Luke, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for joining me this morning. A lot to cover with you because obviously you're about to start your senior year. You're no longer at NBA in Nashville. Going to finish out your career up north. But first and foremost, what's the summer been like for you, man, as far as just preparing for the season to come, what you've been involved in, and also hearing from college recruiters and things of that nature?
It's been amazing. I finally got to settle down my commitment. Just been head down working, soaking up my last kind of moments in Nashville before I head up north for a semester, being around family, friends, keeping football first and being in the weight room and then, just doing what I can.
Well, as far as that commitment, made it in June, commits to Mississippi State over a host of other offers. I mean, there's no shortage of them. Kentucky, I'm looking at your own three profile here, Virginia, Pittsburgh, South Florida, on and on. What made Mississippi State the right fit for you?
I think when I got there, I initially went there. I went to a camp going into my junior year, and I kind of was like camp MVP on like the offensive side. So I kind of got to walk through the halls and everything, and I kind of just fell in love with it. I love what Coach Lebby have to offer, Coach Cooper, and everyone in the staff is super supportive and want me to succeed and be at the next level. So I think it's just the best place to do what I want to do.
Well, Coach Lebby, obviously a decorated coach. He's been at multiple stops as an offensive coordinator. First job as a head man at Mississippi State last year was a struggle for myriad reasons. But what do you like about what he's building there in Starkville and how he's kind of taken this program and added some real juice to it?
I think the culture that he brings, the guys he's bringing in, how he wants them, to be around each other and, what they do and what they stand for. I think it separates them from other SEC schools. So I'm excited. I think it's gonna be a little different.
Well, as far as your game, how far has it come, right? I mean, look, you've been a guy that have been on schools and college recruiters' radar for a while now. But when did you feel like your game started to blossom into what it is now, to where you're on this trajectory to go to the SEC, to again, and we'll touch on this in a second, finish that last year of high school up north in Connecticut. But when did it kind of start to click in for you, do you think?
I think my summer going into this last junior season, the coaches kind of throwing me all over the field, kind of put it, a lot of confidence in me, knowing that I'm able to do whatever all over the field. So knowing that, just being comfortable in the ball in my hands now, and better technique when blocking and this, that, and the other. I'm just fueling the just getting better, this summer. Knowing what I need to work on, what I need to get better at, and using that for this upcoming year.
You said playing everywhere. When did tight end become the position? I mean, were you the quarterback and the safety and the linebacker and were you one of those guys?
As a tight end, no. So split out all the way to the numbers. Hash, slot, in the backfield, wing, attached, this, that.
Right. Well, that's now kind of what the tight end position has evolved into, right? I mean, you're seeing big wide receivers split out, like you said, in the slot, matchup nightmares against box safeties or linebackers in a perfect ideal matchup. So obviously for you, you got to feel like the fit with Mississippi State schematically then is a good fit, right?
Yeah. Knowing that, and first thing first, however I can get on the field, I just want to be on the field as soon as I can. So, knowing that have a little bit of experience in, every spot, it makes me a lot more comfortable.
What precipitated the move? Why did you decide to leave NBA and finish out your career up north? What kind of went into that decision for you?
A lot of things. I talked to my parents. They kind of introduced it. But actually, the coach up there is he was a former Mississippi State coach. He's now coaching the high school up there. I think it was just for the better of what I was trying to do. Deepen my recruiting. Obviously, going there led to getting a bunch more offers. I went to a showcase up there in May. And it, it proved like I love the staff. The guys are bringing a lot of good people. We're going to be a really good football team. And I'm excited to work with them.
What is that like though? Because right now, most high schoolers, right, that aren't heavily recruited next level SEC future players are thinking about, senior prom and, homecoming and all that kind of stuff. To uproot and to move, that's a big move. Is it kind of something? I mean, have you gotten adjusted already? You sound like you've got some people up there, but what is that transition like just from the everyday life, removing the football component from it?
It's a little bitter at first. You're gonna miss those things. Miss your friends that you had for a handful of years. But at the same time, you're gonna get a culture shock kind of wherever you go. So this helps you kind of ease into that. I know going from Nashville to Starkville wouldn't be too crazy. But just I think at this point in my life, football is the biggest aspect, the biggest thing I want to pursue. So I think that came first overall.
Were you a multi-sport guy growing up? When did football become the one that you said, "Yeah, this is the one"?
Yeah, I always played like basketball, and I'll go to the gym and shoot hoops with my buddies. But and then baseball, and I'll golf here and there. But I think kind of when I'd say going into my sophomore year, I kind of was like, okay, this is what I want to do.
Well, here's the thing about basketball. I ask every person because I myself have never been able to do so. You can dunk, right?
Can.
All right. Can you do anything kind of crazy with it? You can't do like Vince Carter with the elbow.
Oh no,
arm.
not there yet. No,
but you can get up there and slam it down pretty good.
We can get up there.
That a boy. All right. So was there ever like one dunk that you did? It doesn't have to be in a game. It could be like in pickup where you just drove the lane and like got you one. You know what I mean? Did a poster on somebody?
No, never got a poster. I do. Hey, I think there's time for that though.
There is time for that. And when you go up there to Connecticut, you have to show those.
I got to show them.
You got to show them. I mean, got to throw one down. All right. So speaking of your dad, Steve Hutchinson's a Hall of Famer in the NFL. What's that been like growing up in that kind of a football family around football? Obviously, it's been a big part of your life, your entire life, right? I mean, this is not the first time that you've prioritized football. It's been something that's been right there for you. What's that been like growing in that type of football family and the influence he's had on your life?
Oh, it's been great. It's truly a blessing. Having that caliber of coaching anytime you can, or anytime you need it. We'll go on the field pretty often and work stuff. So that, and then just being, I think it was great just being kind of born into football. Had one in my hands at an early age, always glued to the TV watching film, football, so I love it. I love being immersed in it. So it's been great.
Is there any player or players that you kind of emulate, because like I said, big tight ends like yourself, I mean, that is the new norm in not only college football, but the NFL. Are there any guys that you watch and maybe try to emulate and model your game after? Obviously, you're going to be yourself first and foremost, but is there any guys you take some stuff from?
My two were George Kittle and Colson Loveland that just got drafted to the Bears.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, top 10 to the Bears. I mean, I love that fit with Ben Johnson. What do you like about their games in particular? Is it just the physicality? And they love to get their hands dirty, right? I mean, those guys are not afraid to get in an inline block.
Exactly. No, they have the mentality that they're going to run through your face, but then they go up top shelf for a touchdown.
Did you have any teams you grew up rooting for outside of like your dad's teams and stuff? I mean, like who did you watch? Who did you follow growing up?
Yeah, my teams were big. I was born in Minnesota, so big Minnesota sports fan. So Vikings. And then Seahawks, I mean, that was his team too. So I was kind of pulled for them. And then I'm in Nashville. So, I mean, if the Titans finally, I might root for them, but it's looking rough for them.
Yeah, it's tough for the Titans right now. That A.J. Brown trade is just never going to, it's never going to make
any
sense.
My friends.
See, and I don't blame them because it still makes absolutely no sense, especially if Traylon Burks gone now too. But it's interesting you mentioned growing up in Minnesota. That's a big hockey state, obviously, as well. Never got an idea to put on some skates and go knock some people around like a good goon? Come on now.
No, I did, but, I moved out when I was 7, and you're not finding no ice rinks in Nashville. I'll tell you that.
You found a lot of football.
Maybe one.
Right. but you've had a lot of football fields, and obviously
Yeah.
that's taking you a long way to this point as well. As far as the upcoming year, once you get settled up there at your new school and stuff like that, what's the visit schedule like? Are you going to do all your 5 officials? Have you done all your 5 officials? Are you just going to go to state? What's kind of the plan? What are you thinking right now? It's still very early. You don't have to settle those plans right at this minute, obviously, but what's kind of like between now and signing day in December, what's the plan for you as far as what you want to see and all those kind of things?
So it's a little difficult. I went through my officials this summer.
Hmm.
If any, I mean, yeah. So my new school up north in Connecticut, we play one game on Friday, and the rest are on Saturdays at like
Wow.
3.
Yeah,
So
that's a change from down here, man.
yeah, I know. So I got to get used to it. So I think I'm gonna have one aside from maybe if we got a bye week. I'm gonna have one or two um, allotted weekends to go to Starkville. Yeah, just want to see how the season plays out, and you know, looking forward to getting back in Starkville. Yeah,
Well, that's something that you don't really think about when you move schools. You just think, oh,
yeah.
well,
You're
the
like,
schedules are different. The
Friday Night
schedules.
Lights, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
And then it's
Friday Night Lights is like
Saturday 3:30. All right.
that just feels dirty. That doesn't even feel right. Right? That's not how it works down here. But no, obviously it's something you got to adjust to and things like that. But you're planning to graduate early, correct, and enroll
Yeah.
at Mississippi State in January.
hmm
Yeah. So what is like? How do you prepare for that? How do you make sure that you're as ready as you need to be to get to that point? I mean, grades in order, obviously, but from a physical standpoint, I mean that means that quite literally, unlike most everyone else who thinks, "Oh, I still got a while. I've made my decision. I can enjoy some of this senior year." Man, it's right around the corner for you. You're going to play a football season, then you're going to sign, and then you're going to turn around and be a Mississippi State Bulldog.
Yeah.
That's got to be a surreal thing, but also it's the dream come true. How are you preparing for it?
You know, kind of just taking it like every other day. Not thinking about it too much. I think the beauty of it is, um, you know, assuming we go far and deep into the season, we're in a bowl game, we're in the playoffs. Um, I would join them for a little bit after I early graduate, and then about a month after, and then hit the ground running, working out, blah blah, blah. And then, but in hindsight, I'm looking at it, and or in hindsight, I'll look at it, and I'll be like, wow, I had 7 months on every normal graduate. I had a lot of time to prepare, be in the weight room with the guys. So it's kind of like, it's great. It's like a step ahead, kind of put my foot in the door early. Um, so it'll be good for my development. But yeah, I'm taking it as, how I can, just going through it.
As far as joining the strongest conference in America, man, what does that mean to you? I'm sure this is something the SEC you grew up wanting to be a part of and thinking this is where the best football is played, but you're going to be a part of that, right? And to go into that's got to be kind of a dream come true in its own right.
Yeah, 100%.
Man, it was great to talk to you, friend. This has been Luke Hutchinson. I'm Ben Garrett of On 3. He's committed to Mississippi State, ranked as a 3-star on all services. We got to get that star ranking bumped up higher, by the way. Like, I've been watching the tape. And look, I know stars don't matter, Luke, but they kind of do when you're one of the prospects getting ranked, right?
Yeah. I mean, I try not to look at it too much. I think it's, you go out there and you do what you can. I think all the greatness will come later. I think the stars, are at the bottom of the totem pole of what you can earn through football. But I mean, obviously in high school, they're a big deal. So, but yeah, would love to give it up. If possible, love to,
Got to get that bump up. We got to holler at my guy Chad Simmons and John Garcia Jr. All these guys over here at On 3 that do those rankings, but still ranked highly as a 3-star on 3. A number of offers from Mississippi State to Virginia, Kentucky, Pittsburgh, South Florida. Committed to Mississippi State in June. Before we get out of here, why did you wait till June? What was it? Just more about taking your time in the process?
I kind of wanted to be. I wanted to see everything. I didn't want to leave anything. Any stones unturned. So being able to see everything and then kind of assess my options, I think it was just the best fit after doing them all.
Who finished second?
Virginia.
Yeah, so they pushed. Like, Look, man, what Tony's doing over there, good stuff. There's just a lot to like about the schools that you've been offered by. Committed to Mississippi State. We'll be heading there for you Bulldog fans in January. It's Luke Hutchinson, 3-star tight end for 2026. We'll sign again in December, and we'll enroll as a Mississippi State Bulldog in January. Thanks so much for doing this, man. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
I
Let's
appreciate
talk
you.
again.
All right. Good to see you.